What's up, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another video, man. And today, man, I'm going to preview and predict Saturday's Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, aka National Semifinal game. You have the SEC champion LSU and number one ranked LSU Tigers taking on the Big 12 champion and number four ranked Oklahoma Sooners, yo. First off, man, before I get into this video, man, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on Instagram or send me a friend request on Facebook, I'm gonna have my Instagram and my Facebook information down in the description box. Come give me a follow on the gram. Come send me a request on the book. And just come holler at your boy, yo. First off, man, it feels good to be back, man. I've been down all week with the flu. It was unfortunate, man, but glory to God, man, I'm good. Like I'm back pretty much to 100%, man. I'm good just in time for this big time matchup, man, which is something obviously we all been looking forward to, man. Basically since the season was over, man. Appreciate everybody's thoughts, prayers, and concerns also, man. I'm back. First taking a look at the Oklahoma Sooners, man. Obviously they coming in the Big 12 champs. I think they won it for like 4 years in a row or something like that. Not only that, it's their third year in a row being in the playoff, man. So obviously this team coming in with a lot of experience playing in these type of games, man. Though they haven't won one yet, they have the experience of being here, man. Obviously their head coach, man, Lincoln Riley, man, is I mean, what can you say? He missed the boy wonder, man. I mean, he got the innovative offense. He got three straight different quarterbacks with, kind of different styles to not make it to be Heisman Trophy finalists. A lot of people believe he's a candidate for the Dallas Cowboys job. So, obviously Lincoln Riley, man, is coming in very well respected. A very, very, very good head coach, man, especially a very, very good offensive mind, man. Quarterback Jalen Hurts, man, who obviously is a quarterback we are very familiar with, at LSU, man. The former Alabama quarterback transfers to Oklahoma, man. And just polishes his game, man. He's become a better downfield thrower with accuracy. We all know that he could run the ball extremely well, extremely, effectively, powerfully, and has really good speed. But this year he's developed himself into like an NFL caliber quarterback, man. So obviously, and LSU hasn't beaten him. So obviously, he's going to be very tough. I know they running back Stevenson is suspended for this game, but they starter Kennedy Brooks is out there, man. He needs a very, talented running back. The offensive line is pretty good, led by a guy like Creed Humphrey, who is basically a first round draft pick type of talent, you know what I'm saying? Very solid offensive line over there. And they got very good, I know CD Lamb, who is the Biletnikoff Award finalist and a first round draft pick, basically. I know he gets a lot of headlines over there for those guys. But Rambo and those other guys are pretty solid also, man. Very athletic wide receiver group, man. Defensively, they got a big loss, man, missing their DN, Ronnie Perkins. But they still got a guy like, LaRon Stokes, and they got the other guy, I think is Neville Gallimore, who is, he could very well be a first round draft pick also. Linebackers, man, Kenneth Murray, very, very good linebacker. Another guy who could be a first round draft pick. They got some, not very well known, but, solid players in the secondary, man, which, at times they get beat, they get beat a lot, but at times they make plays. So, up and down secondary, but is capable of stepping up and rising up to the occasion. And mentioned this team won the Big 12, man. Only lost one game all season. It was a bad loss on the road to Kansas State, but bounced back, man. Was on the road at Baylor down big without CD Lamb. Came back and pulled off that game. They rivaled Texas, a team that we played, the one team we both played, and we both beat them by 7 points. Oklahoma, got the dub over them. Big win at Oklahoma State, and obviously in the Big 12 championship game, hanging on to be Baylor again, to put themselves in this position. A very good football team, man. I know a lot of people feel like, they their defense is horrible, which granted their defense isn't great, but I don't think it's as terrible as it's been in years past, man. I think they actually got a little better, on that side of the ball, man. So we're gonna have to come into this game focused. And obviously for LSU, man, we coming in, Coach O, man, has done a tremendous job putting this team together, getting this team ready to play every week. Offensive coordinators, Joe Brady, Steve Ensminger, have done a great job just coming up with very innovative game plans week in and week out, to go out there with the skill set that we have. And Dave Aranda, it hasn't been his greatest year, but lately the defense has been playing well. Offensively, man, we led by obviously, man, the Heisman Trophy winner, quarterback, Jambalaya Joe Burrow, who looks like gonna be the number one pick in the draft by the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, what else can I say about this guy, yo? Jambalaya Joe, because he gives you a little bit of everything, man. He's tall, strong, got a good arm, got very accurate with the football. Obviously, is on pace to set the NCAA, completion percentage record. He's tough, he's very mobile and athletic. I mean, smart, like what more else could you want in a quarterback, basically? And then the big key for us, man, running back, man, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is dealing with a hamstring injury, which is very unfortunate, man. I know we got some talented guys behind him. I know John Emery Jr. is a 5-star running back. I know Terrion Davis-Price got a good bit of run in key moments this season. I know Chris Curry is a very, very capable running back. But it looks like he may play, but at least probably be on a snap count. This guy is big to this team, man. Not only is his ability to run the football between the tackles, run the football outside the tackles, make these spin moves and these jump cuts, but pick up blitzes, but he is absolutely deadly as a receiver out of the backfield, man. Just knowing where to be for Jambalaya Joe for a check down and actually running routes, or not just as a check down, but out there going running routes also. Darren Sproles is, man. Darren Sproles, so if he's not 100%, it's a loss, man. Now, granted, I know we would be okay handing the football off, but with all the other aspects of football, it would be a loss, man. So, obviously it would be nice, man, if we could have him out there, fully healthy and, well, not fully healthy, but at least effective to where he doesn't aggravate that thing even more. The offensive line, man, I see they got an award for offensive line of the year. Offensive line's been great, man. Lloyd Cushenberry, Adrian McGree, Damian Lewis, Sadiq Charles, Austin Deculus. Those guys have been amazing this season, man. Nothing goes on without them. So those guys have been absolutely amazing. Like I said, got an award for, the collegiate offensive line of the year. The wide receiving core has just been amazing, man. Led by Biletnikoff Award winner Jamar Chase, and very well deserving of that award. Just a big time receiver, man. When you talk about going downfield, when you talk about running in cuts, talk about being toughness, having strong hands, catching 50-50 balls, and also having the speed to break away from people. The guy's just been amazing this season. Along with Justin Jefferson, man, another 1,000-yard receiver. Terrence Marshall, who just, missed a few games, but came back, man, is probably more talented than all of them. You know what I'm saying? So LSU has a very just deadly receiving core. Tight end play is very solid, man, with Thaddeus Moss. And defensively, this is a group that's been much maligned all season, man. They haven't been as great as LSU defenses in the past, but the talent is definitely there. And lately, I know we haven't played great offenses lately, but they're starting to come around, it feels like a little bit, man. Up front, led by guys like Rashard Lawrence, Tyler Shelvin, Brandon Fiocco, the outside rushers, man, Clavion Chason, Marcel Brooks. You got Patrick Queen, Jacob Phillips in the middle. in the secondary, which has been amazing. You got Grant Delpit, Mr. the Jim Thorpe Award winner, best defensive back in college football. First round draft pick guy has been amazing, man. He lines up everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You got Christian Fulton, who is a first round draft pick. Very solid, very steady cornerback. And you have Jacoby Stevens, who is 5-star safety, is starting to come into his own, especially as a pass rusher and playing around the line of scrimmage, making plays. And of course, you got the the true freshman, man, Mr. First Team All American himself, Derek Stingley Jr., man. Seeing him and Christian Fulton, go up against CD Lamb and those guys is going to be very, very intriguing and must see TV. And of course, the slot guys, man, Kerry Vincent Jr., Marshall Maurice Hampton, it gets a little bit of play back there at safety. So, very talented team, obviously, man, 13-0, SEC champs, man. Beat 5 teams that was ranked in the top 10 at the time we played them. Big win on the road against Texas. Beating Auburn at home, beating Florida at home, winning at Alabama, and beating Georgia in the SEC championship game. This has just been a tremendous season, man. What concerns me whenever LSU is on defense against Oklahoma's offense, is Jalen Hurts' ability to keep players alive with his legs, man. Not just running the football, but moving around in the pocket and waiting for receivers to get open. It could be a problem, man. And him running the ball downhill, man. Jalen Hurts is a great player. So it concerns me a little bit, on how we're gonna try to defend him. What gives me a little, what matchup I do feel good about is, I like the matchup, man, with the corners and wide receivers. Now, granted, there's some really good wide receivers, and I think that they're gonna get them. They're gonna make big plays in this game. But unlike a lot of teams they played, LSU has the cornerbacks, that could at least play with them. So, it leaves for opportunities. I know Jalen Hurts, as great as he's been, he has had a tendency to turn over the football. So if we could sit there and lock up our man and put good, real tight coverage and force him to make accurate throws down the field, we gonna have opportunities, man. He gonna get us sometimes, but we gonna have those opportunities. And when you look at the other side of the ball, what I feel good about, what makes me feel good about as far as our offense against their defense is our wide receivers. Like, I don't believe Oklahoma, if Jambalaya Joe has time to throw the football, I don't believe that their corners could cover our wide receivers consistently. So as long as they come out focused, doing what they've been doing all year, catching the football, not putting it on the ground, and he has time to throw, I believe that our wide receivers could really, do big things against their secondary. Where I am concerned at offensively going up against their defense, how healthy is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, man? How much will he play? How much will he contribute? I know the other guys, like I mentioned, they talented, but they don't bring quite what Clyde Edwards-Helaire bring to the table, man. As far as just a steadiness, a veteran with steadiness and just the versatility he has. You don't want to become predictable, man. With him, you don't know, with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you don't know if we running or throwing the ball. If you get Terrion Davis-Price out there, you feel comfortable we running. John Emery Jr. out there, you may feel comfortable that we passing. So how healthy is him and how much can he contribute is the thing that I'm a little concerned about. Not time for my prediction on this game, yo. Oklahoma, like I mentioned, man, obviously is a very good football team. I think they're gonna play. I think Oklahoma is gonna play a little better defensively than we all think they will. I still do think LSU is gonna move the ball, you know what I'm saying, and get them. Um, I think LSU's defense is gonna play a little better than people expect them to play. Another thing that does concern me about our players, man, show a little more respect to the opponent, man. Like, I didn't like what Jamar Chase and what Patrick Queen said in the media days, man. Jamar Chase saying they got some guys that's slow and this and that. Patrick Queen saying, we should dominate. Like, I like the confidence, but at the same time, man, you don't want to go out there and put your foot in your mouth, man. It's too many times where I've seen players come out there and ran off at the mouth and they didn't quite back it up. So now, granted, I hope this means that they're that confident and they're going to dominate and they're going to back up those words. But I could have do without that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just talk them up like they're the greatest thing ever and then go out there and prove it on the field. So that does concern me a little bit that we may have lit an extra fire under Oklahoma that didn't need to be lit. But with that being said, man, LSU is just better. LSU is better, man. Like I said, I'm concerned with that, and I'm a little concerned about us coming out slow with such the layoff. But if we come out there and do what we're doing all year, LSU is just better, man. I like LSU to win this game. I'm gonna say not as high scoring as people think. I'm gonna go with LSU 34, Oklahoma 20, man. I think LSU wins this game 34-20. And we get set up for the big national championship game in New Orleans, man, which I will more likely be out there in New Orleans if that happens, man. LSU Tigers 34, Oklahoma Sooners 20. Looking forward to this matchup, man. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go on, hit the like button for your boy and give me a subscribe, man. I'm going to have LSU and NCAA content throughout the year. Also, this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Pacific, I'm going to do a live Q&A. Y'all can come on there, ask me anything, tell me anything. I'll answer your questions, respond to your comments, and shout you out on the live, yo. Y'all should come join me. Some good stuff. Until then, man, y'all have a blessed one. Go Tigers.